It's your man, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? And I'm here. I really do mean it though, but I'm here inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. And I got my guy to the right of me, my guy, Rue. What up, bruh?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Man, nothing much. Another day in the lounge.
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good as always.
That's good.
I hope everybody else out there feeling good too.
Feel like something trying to creep in on me, bruh. I ain't gonna lie. My throat kind of scratchy.
Yeah, I was out there trick or treating last night, in it. So for a while. So I kind of feel the same way this morning.
Yeah, but I'm be good though, man. But hey, man, what's up, y'all? Got another hot show for y'all. Got a lot to talk about. There's a lot that happened over the last few days, weekend. If you a night owl, you caught all of the news. I just say that, man. Like the news is coming in hot in the middle of the night, So every time I was about to go to sleep, man, for the last 2 days, I get alert on my phone, man. So it was crazy. But we'll talk about all that, man. But yeah, man, definitely have an interesting show for you all today. First off, man, it's funny because last week we talked about James Harden. Will he get traded? I forgot what you said, Rue. I think you said
sooner than later. I said it was going to be last weekend. It happened on what, Monday?
Yeah, right. I thought because I agreed because I thought it was going to happen. I thought Man was going to be in the trade, but we'll get into that. Either or, he got traded. Also, we have to talk about college football. The college football rankings came out, the playoff rankings, and that was quite interesting. And of course, we got to talk about that. That's something to talk about. Also, man, we are talking about the NFL trade deadline happened and went. Few trades, some big names, some good names, some shockers. So we'll give our I guess our opinion, our thoughts, because I definitely got something to say about one of the trades that happened. What's up, Bears? And then we got to talk about the NBA, man. Season started. We a weekend now, Rue. I mean, I don't know if you've been paying attention, man. There's been a lot of stuff going on. Victor Wembanyama, as we get to see him. A lot of surprises, so we definitely got to get into that. Talk about all of that, and then the World Series is about to be a wrap.
Looking like what I said too, man. I said Rangers in 5.
Yep, you did.
Yeah, they do it tonight. It's Rangers in 5, Rule style.
That's what it's looking like. Yep, that's what it's looking like. And then we got quick hits, stop it, what's on my mind. So please let your family and friends know they can listen to the show live and watch the show live on the 3-point conversion Facebook page. Also, they can go to the 3-point conversion YouTube channel as well. And hey man, you ready to get the show going?
Let's do it.
Let's get it. So first off, man, I don't know if you just saw or heard, Rue, but the legendary college coach, Indiana Hoosiers coach, and then he went to Texas Tech. Bobby Knight has passed away at the age of 83 years old. Man, what a legend. Even if he didn't pass away, I think we should definitely appreciate his life or appreciate his coaching, and what he did, man. He coached some great players. He definitely was he wasn't your average coach, he wasn't your normal coach. He was throwing chairs and all of that and punching folks and all of that. But just the simple fact that he was but he meant well. What up, Vince? He definitely meant well, man, and see him go. You know what I'm saying? Definitely want to just remember his being here when he was here and coaching style and what he did as a coach. And like I said, not even just the coaching as far as a great coaching rule, but the the antics. You know what I'm saying? All of that, man. You know that came with him, but you loved it. That was him. It was genuine. You know, I know you were young. You didn't really get to see him coach like that, but I have you seen any highlights or
Yeah. I didn't see him at Indiana, but of course I saw him Texas Tech when I was younger. That's where he was. He was finishing up his career, his coaching career there.
did you see did you see any highlights of him throwing a
Oh,
chair?
of course, yeah. You know, so of course I know the type of guy Bobby Knight was. You know, the throwing of the chairs, of course, and he just the overall. You know, he was a good coach,
My favorite.
especially
Right.
in Indiana. What he did there.
My favorite story, which I just heard, was when Isaiah Thomas was talking about it. Just make it real quick. Basically, he was saying that he came to recruit Isaiah, and his brothers was like, "Well, what's going to happen with with all those basically the races he was talking about the racist white people back then. What's going to happen then? Because in Indiana, if if he don't win, what's going to happen then?" Bobby Knight was like, "Well, he better win." So his brothers got ready to fight. What? And Bobby Knight stood up ready to fight them too, and Isaiah Thomas said he saw his mom just shaking her head like, I like him, so but shout out to Knight, man, and our condolences go to his family. Man, but
I didn't hear about that.
that was
That's
hot with him,
breaking news right
right? Yeah, that was breaking. Moving on, the Las Vegas Raiders fire head coach Josh McDaniels and GM Dave Ziegler. That happened at about 3 in the morning. The interim coach will be assistant coach Antonio Pierce, who's a former linebacker for the New York Giants, and the GM will be assistant GM Champ Kelly, who both are black. We might add, I mean, Raiders being the Raiders, they don't see color, they don't see gender, they just see human beings and who's the right fit, and I love them for that. But your thoughts on that, man? I'm getting fired. You on mute?
I was on mute, but yeah, I mean, he hadn't done nothing essentially since his time with the Raiders. I think it should have happened either. Uh, you know, even before the awful game by Jimmy G, I think Josh McDaniels was losing his locker room. He's he's just, I don't want to say scapegoat, but it's the right move. It's the right move. I remember Josh McDaniels. I was young. I was maybe 13, 14. He got out to that hot start in Denver. But ever since then, it's been a downfall for him as a head coach, and it don't look like it's getting any better. So I don't see him being a head coach again. Maybe I don't know. I don't see how.
I just think
He lost the locker room though too.
yeah, he did. Yeah, I just think sometimes you have assistant head coaches, you have a lot, and you just have a head coach. I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was gonna be the head. I thought he was gonna be a good head coach because I'm like, all right, you kind of got what you need. I thought he was gonna use what's the slot receiver that they have?
Him Renfro.
I thought he was gonna use him like you would see with Welker or my other guy to play with New England, and he didn't use him like that. So I don't know. Again, sometimes you got to accept what you are, man, and who you are, and you're just not a head coach. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Moving on. Man, this is crazy. The NHL is looking into coming up with a solution for a net guard, which they should. So this comes after the death of a former NHL forward, Adam Johnson. He was playing for the Nottingham Panthers in England Elite Ice Hockey League, and when his throat was cut by a skate blade during a collision in Sunday's game against the Sheffield Panthers, he was taken to a hospital and he later died. Bruh, you hear that?
Yeah, I heard about that. I saw the video. It's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, and it looked intentional. I don't know if you heard that part of it. It
it
definitely looked intentional.
no.
And they're doing an investigation on the guy who did it.
Wow.
Right now, yeah.
So like I get it. They should have been done this. You know what I'm saying? Because I wonder about a lot of stuff as far as I'm surprised you don't see a lot of hockey pucks getting, or people getting hit in the face with hockey pucks like that. You would think, or in the neck. I used to always think about that. What if they get hit in the neck? They don't have that, man. And luckily, it hadn't happened, but to hear something like this is awful, man. So hopefully they get that through and they get that worked out, man. Moving on, your boy Philadelphia's center Joel Embiid has been fined $35,000 by the NBA for repeatedly making an obscene gesture during the 76ers victory against the Portland Trail Blazers after and one. He did that. Who does that? Who is a wrestler that does that? Y'all help me out.
I can't remember the wrestler, but it definitely it was Triple H.
Triple H.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my thing, Rue. America who's listening, I get it. You got children. They're watching the game too, right? They're at the stadium, right? But bro, guess who the children watch? They watch wrestling. They're looking at wrestling. They mimic this guy that Embiid is mimicking. Come on, man. He didn't throw the middle finger up. He didn't. It's a wrestling move. He wasn't saying, yo, when I see Shorty tonight, I'm about to kill this. He wasn't saying that. It's a wrestling. Not wrestling move. It's a wrestling celebration. He's mocking a wrestler. It's entertainment. It's only entertainment. Let it go, man. He shouldn't be getting fined for that. You agree, or you think I'm tripping?
Yeah, I think you tripping. I just agree. You can't do that, man. I don't think that's a move you should, I don't want to be sound like a parent or anything, but that means, man, everybody know that. I don't know. A 7'2" guy doing that is a little uncomfortable to me. I don't know.
You just said you don't want to see it, right?
Yeah, I don't want to see it. But I don't know. I think a fine for that is necessary, man. I do.
Wrestling. Kids watch wrestling. We all watch wrestling.
Yeah, but for the times, I'm not surprised. So I would fine him $10,000 per thrust. He did 4, so that's a $40,000 fine right there.
And then last but not least, and Vince says, cut Rue's mic off. It's entertainment.
Yeah, man. And now my son gonna be doing that in class. Like, man, they see stuff and they do stuff. Man, that's not. Come on, y'all. Am I sounding PG tonight?
I feel you, man. Yeah, you sounding PG, dog. The Colorado Buffalo players and staff members had some jewelry and other items allegedly stolen during the game against the UCLA Bruins at the Rose Bowl. This was on Saturday night. Coach Prime came out and suggested the NCAA reimburse the players. In his words, he said, I
actually talked to him. I actually talked to Coach Prime. I talked about 6 or 7 Coach Primes last night while I was out trick-or-treating. He seemed like the most popular costume last night. It was like everybody was like, "Where you gonna be this Halloween?" I just be Coach Prime. I guess it was the easiest. All I do is have a Colorado sweater on and put the glasses on. But no, he told me about this. He said, I actually talked to a couple of them. He said, it's a shame, and the NCAA needs to get involved with this, like they do everything else.
They do.
I'm just playing. I ain't talked to Prime.
But no, they do though.
I think so too, bro. Like it shouldn't still be happening at this level. Because didn't this happen at Jackson State or something?
Yep.
So I think they need that shouldn't be happening, man. You're an NCAA football team. Your locker room should be definitely have some security. Be secure. You shouldn't have to worry about that.
Right. I don't care what they have. You shouldn't have to worry about that.
Right.
I agree with that. Yeah, and that's messed up, and they need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like they called Rose Bowl with the granddaddy field or something like that.
Mm-hmm. The granddaddy of them all.
Yeah, and Coach Prime said, yeah, it's granddaddy of them all, and I'm pretty sure the granddaddy he ain't broke. So right. So yeah, man. So all right, man. That concludes the quick hits, and we're gonna take a quick break, man, before we get into this James Harden saga. We'll be right back.
My name is George Iceman Gervin.
This is Dylan Brooks. What's up? This is Vince Carter. You're listening to the 3-Point Conversion. Check it out.
You're back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. All right, Rue. So it happened, I guess Monday morning, going into Monday, around like 3:36 in the morning. And and the Philadelphia 76ers and the LA Clippers decided to make a trade to where James Harden and PJ Tucker plus Philip Petrusev, I guess that's how you say his last name, got sent to the Clippers for Marcus Morris, Robert Covington, Nick Batum, and KJ Martin. And so the Clippers also got a 2028 unprotected first round pick, 2 second-round picks, a 2029 pick swap, and an additional first round pick from the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then the Clippers are sending a 2027 first round pick swap to Oklahoma City, clearing the way for the Thunder to move a protected 2026 first round picks to the 76ers. And then the Clippers are also sending a 2024 and 2029 second round pick to the Sixers in the deal too. But it looks like the Clippers got the best of this deal. I mean, you think about it, like all the first round picks they got. Well, they got one first round pick. Well, they got 2 first round picks.
Mm-hmm.
They got 2028 unprotected first round pick, and then an additional first round pick from Oklahoma City. I guess I don't know what that is. Then they got 2 second round picks as well. So, but either or, it happened, finally happened, and they didn't have to give up man. Didn't understand why Clippers was holding on to him, but I guess it worked out. Don't know why Philly wanted him, but it worked out. Either or, Rue. After all of that, your thoughts on this, man, and what you think? What are you thinking?
I like it. Everybody knows I'm all about Clippers. Clippers West over here. That's like, other than the Hawks, who is my favorite team. I like the Clippers because I love Kawhi, my favorite player. But I like it. Of course, getting not losing anything. The Clippers didn't really lose anything, keeping man. And I know Batum to me was the one thing you lost when it comes to wing perimeter defense. But he's getting older, and I think when you could make a move like this, you make it. I think what Harden can bring and what Ty Lue can get out of Harden is to be seen. But I think the risk is worth taking because I think in the end it's all gonna pay off. So the question was, how do I like the trade? Yeah, I like it because on paper right now, the Clippers are the best team in the NBA to me. Now, how's it? How I'll wait for the next questions to sort of see how it's gonna play out. How
what's going to happen and everything. Well, I mean, I like it too. Like, I just like the fact that both teams. I don't know if Philly really wanted to get rid of them. Maybe they did. I don't know, but if so, they both got what they wanted in a sense. I think the thing that's going to help is the fact that Russ is there. I've always said this: when you play with best friend, when you got your best friend on the team, especially in the NBA, it's an easy, a smooth transition. No egos. Y'all cool. Now Harden doesn't have to feel isolated, which I don't think he would have, but I don't have to feel isolated because I don't know that many people. I mean, people, they know each other. They play around, these players, but still, you got Russ there. Russ is that bridge. And we all know everybody loves Russ. So as for that reason alone, it can work, or it can be positive. I'll say that. You don't have to worry about it being positive. But I think more so, I want to see the relationship between Lou and then not Lou, but what's the coach name? The coach.
Ty Lue?
Ty Lue. Yeah, Lou. I said it right. Lou. Ty Lue, and then Harden. I want to see that relationship build because Ty Lue is like one of the more trusted coaches, if not the most trusted coach in the NBA. Everybody respects him. He has a good relationship with his players. He's cool. He's transparent. I don't think. I mean, D'Antoni and Harden was cool, but was that mainly because D'Antoni let Harden do what he wants?
And that's the thing. I think Clippers are that culture where it's sort of like, we want you to be you. We want you to embrace yourself, and we're gonna get the best out of you. Especially with Russ coming over. That's sort of, it seems, what it's been like since he got to the Clippers, because you saw how it was in LA. He wasn't happy. But ever since he's gotten to the Clippers, look, even last night, he's back to the old Russ, baby. And so I think the Clippers had that environment, like you said, playing with Russ, being good friends with him. It all makes Harden more comfortable too to be himself. Yeah, so I agree with that.
So here's the thing, but will he help them get to where they're trying to go to, as a championship, to the finals? Forget Eastern Conference, to the finals. Well, at least Eastern Conference finals. Do you think this can work? I know you're a Clippers fan. Try to take the bias out of it. Or either or. No, you know what? I don't even want you to do that. I want you to, what it is. If there's bias, cool. But do you see it working?
Yeah, I see it working.
But how? Where do you see?
So I think with Russ, you want him to be the point guard. You want him to play his role how he's been playing it. You don't want anything to change with Russ. That's the thing. I think Russ is the biggest factor, and Kawhi. Not necessarily Paul George. Paul George gonna ball, but I think Kawhi is a factor because you still want the ball to be in his hand, but Kawhi could get it off necessarily without the ball. I think with Russ, you don't want to take him out of that sort of that position he's in now, where he's the point guard. Because Harden, we all know what he is. He's elite leading in assists, so he's a point guard. But I think Harden should go back to that true shooting guard, Harden, how he was with the Rockets a little bit, playing off ball a little bit.
He never played off ball with the Rockets. I think you should go more.
Chris Paul. I'm saying with Chris Paul.
Okay.
Kind of go to that true shooting guard, just mentality. I don't know, man, because I don't. Well, Harden, I think it could work. It's just my biggest thing is, how will this change Russ? Can Russ still be Russ? And Kawhi sort of. But I think he spaces the floor. I think, he's a great facilitator. He sets those guys up.
Well, that's the thing. And see, this is where I'm more intrigued about as far as the pace, because with Russ has a pace. Now, remember, Russ and Harden play together too. And Russ was playing off the ball and had his most success. He was scoring, not most successful, but he was averaging 27 a game, remember, as a shooting guard. But see, now if the roles reverse, Russ is, whether he's holding the ball or not, as soon as he come down, he's pushing the pace. Paul is not, I don't even think he's not Paul, but Kawhi takes his time too, but Kawhi, it's not one of them things where I'm gonna just hold the ball, or it's not that. So I want to see if Harden gets there, can he go along with that pace? Is he going to slow down that pace? You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's the key. Because right now the Clippers are playing well.
Yeah, I agree. Harden could not take 20 dribbles.
No, he can't. He can't. And I just want to make sure that, okay, is he going to be able to uphold that, man? Because like I said, that pace is perfect for what they got now. It feels like they're comfortable. True enough, Rue, we know that they're not playing. They haven't played every team yet. We don't, and it's early, but they just look comfortable right now. Just watching them, they look like they're having fun together. So, and everybody talks about Harden being that person that can ruin a locker room, or it's what they say. So I just wonder, because PG relaxed. You know how PG is. He's real relaxed and chilled. And
yep.
Is it enough basketballs to go around? That's what I want to know. But I think it could happen at this juncture, at their age, just because of they're more mature. But I mean, to me, that's the key, man, is that pace. I wonder if they could do the pace, man. And like, how they're going to use them. I mean, because do you start them?
That's the other thing. I want to see how the lineup is going to look. I want to see how it's going to look. I'm
Go ahead.
I'm more on the stardom than no, because I think the second string lineup with Bones and Man and Powell is sort of set in itself. It's gonna be interesting. I think they do start him though.
But look, if Harden comes in and say Harden comes in and off the bench, remember Harden still plays point guard too, so he can score, but he'll get everybody else involved.
Yep. Yeah.
He will. So that could work as well. Because it's not like Holland playing point guard position. I mean, Man is a point guard, but it ain't like Man coming in getting 6 assists a game.
You're right. And I do think PJ Tucker is sort of the intricate piece in all this too.
You start him though.
That's
who you might start.
Right. Have PG as a 2.
See,
Kawhi as a 3.
Yeah. Kawhi as a 3.
PJ as the 4, Zubac as the 5.
PG as a 3. I would put PG as a 2. Who start 2 now? I would put PG as a 2. I will put Kawhi at the 3. Put PG at Kawhi at the 3. Put Tucker at the 4, and then you got the Zubac.
Mm-hmm. That's probably how I would play it too.
That's what I say. Vince says Leonard would play 4. Yep. PG 3, Harden 2, Westbrook. Ooh.
But that's how I think it's gonna be though. I think Harden's gonna start. I wouldn't though. I would start PJ, but I think Harden's gonna start the 2.
Yeah, man.
I think they're gonna roll out the all-star lineup until it proves that it can't, Harden, or something has to change.
All right, and then what is your prediction
on the Clippers?
Well, let me ask you this: do you believe that distraction that Harden left now is a distraction? Because Philly was playing well too.
You said, do I think that Harden left?
Harden being there was a distraction
in Philly?
Yeah,
it wasn't gonna work in Philly. Or you saying?
But do you think it was? Because I don't know about distractions. I don't believe. I'm not a big fan of people saying this is a distraction, whatever. I don't think that, especially if.
I think Harden could be a distraction, man. Harden has that kind of.
But if the players are cool,
they're
vibing. I don't see where the distraction comes in.
The media, like the storylines. I think Harden's one of those has that. Is one of those players where. He has it's sort of bigger than it's a business, so it's like he's bigger than life. So it's like he's gonna be critiqued on anything. Strip club Harden, they already talking about all the strippers getting happy when they heard the news Harden coming into town.
So what's your prediction? And I of course not record wise, but I'm just saying, do you think they get to the Eastern Conference? I mean, you gotta remember the Western Conference. The West is like crazy anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think they do. I think a few teams need like the Suns. I think it's not good for them, and the Nuggets. I just talked about the Nuggets. I don't think this Nuggets team beating the Clippers. Like I just don't. I just don't. So I see the Clippers coming out the West. I do.
You a fan, man.
And it was like that really before Harden. It's healthy. A healthy Kawhi is dangerous. A healthy Paul George is dangerous. And with Russ playing kind of like he is now, Harden can get show you what he can do. Harden doesn't have to do much. That's the thing. He just has to play his role,
right,
and everything can go right.
Real quick, Vince says Leonard will probably be the first to rest, and he'll play with the second unit.
And I will say this helps. I think it helps Kawhi in the playoffs, getting Harden, as far as load management.
Yeah, and then I had to play a lot of minutes like that, what have you. I think Clippers get to the Western Conference Finals. I think they play Denver in the Western Conference Finals. So All right, man. That's what it is, bro. We can't wait. I can't wait, man. Like, look, now we are gonna be watching Clippers games, and I hate that because now I got to stay up late and be tired.
I will say this, man. It's a fun thing to watch. The Clippers at night, man.
It is.
What Paul George? Let me say, I watched the game last night, and Paul George and Russell Westbrook, bro, they was cooking in that third quarter, bro.
Yeah.
Like, cause you get to see a lot of the old, I want to say old NBA stars, but when you watch the Clippers, you get to see Harden, who's been in the league for a while. Russ, it's like you get to see an all-star game sometime. Kawhi, Paul George, now, like it's really, is it showtime in Clipperland now? Like Steve Ballmer, I see you, bro.
Yeah. I think
new arena coming next year.
Right. So no, I agree. I think it's definitely like an all-star. It kind of reminds you of Golden State that year.
Now I will say this real quick. All these guys on expiring contracts. I think everybody, the big four, is all free agents at the end of the year. So it's a they shaking them dice, but I think they get the biggest return in June.
All right, man. We're gonna take a quick break and we will be back.
It's Kalen DeLoach, linebacker.
This is Tyler Van Dyke. I play quarterback for the University of Miami.
What's going on? This is Shador Sanders. You're here listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
We are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And here we go. First of all, we're gonna do Nosy Neighbor Watch. It's college football time. We've got to talk college football, but I'm gonna do Nosy Neighbor Watch. And you want to go first?
No, you go first.
All right. So my nosy neighbor, and this is where we like to be nosy and check out what's going on in college football, whether it's we're being nosy about the coach, the players, or the staff, upper management, I guess you want to call it, or just just whatever, man. And I'm bringing my binoculars, and I think right now, you know what? I'm tired of being discreet. I'm just still on the course, man. Eat some hot wings, have my binoculars. Like I don't, I'm looking, and I'm watching. Once again, I'm watching this USC Washington game, man. Caleb, now it's starting to get to the point where you're great, and I mean you're this great guy, great quarterback, and it doesn't matter. And I understand it. I understand that it's not really going to matter because you're going to be playing with other players when you get to the NFL, maybe even better players when you get to the NFL, but can you win a big game? I think that's the next step. Can you win a big game? We hadn't seen it yet. We hadn't seen it this year, of course. And now you're playing against another Heisman Trophy candidate. And it's like, it's a big game. You win this game, it might move you 6, because they're ranked 20 right now in this college football rankings. But it might put you it can move you maybe 8 spots because you're beating a number 5 team. So I want to see what he does. I got to see it. I believe it's imperative for him to have a great game and for them to win. Now if he throws 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, or even 1 interception like early, and then late in the game they're up and Washington comes back and win, that's not on him. Nobody's mad at that. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you got to show that you can come out and win this game and put him in a good position. So that's my nosy neighbor watch, is Caleb Williams. Who do you have?
Yeah, that's a good one. Mine is Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers, though, man. I'm all in Clemson, South Carolina this week. Looking at all in their yard, all on their campus, looking at this matchup on Saturday at 12 o'clock. I don't know if you heard, but Dabo, he went off this week on a caller on a radio show or something. It sort of went viral. It was un-Dabo-like. Let's just say that the frustration that he was displaying. And I think he feels it, man. He's losing the program that he built. It's a 4-4 Clemson team. They're playing a number 12 ranked Notre Dame team, and I really think this is a critical game for Dabo Swinney and the outlook of the Clemson Tigers for the next maybe 5, 6, 7 years, because they're downtrodden as a school in the ACC. They're not as prominent as they were 6, 7 years ago, and we see that with college teams, how they can be dominant for a period of time, but then had that that period where they're not. Oklahoma in the 2000s, Texas in the 2000s, USC in the 2000s, all had that downtrodden. I think Clemson's going through that right now. But I think if they do win, it sort of gives Clemson a little bit more hope. But if Notre Dame comes here to South Carolina and pulls off a victory, I think it's just a punch in the gut for Dabo and the Clemson Tigers, who's already like, I don't think they have mentally accepted we're not the same yet. But
Right.
So I'm being nosy, seeing how they're approaching this game Saturday. Yeah. Is it a memorial or a celebration in Clemson?
I'm with you, bro, because this is, they don't look good at all, man. It's been doesn't look good. I want to know if, and beyond the season, can he bounce back? Because 9 times out of 10, you don't see a lot of coaches go through this late in their career and then bounce back. Like we definitely haven't seen Saban go through it. Mm-hmm. I think when you start to see Florida State kind of, then he retired. Then Bowden retired. Notre Dame, I think he left before Notre Dame got bad. Coach Lou Holtz, but your better coaches, the great coaches, the good you see them tend to. And usually it's probably because it's the end, but I wonder is this the end for Dabo, or does he just got to go ahead and say, you know what? Let me eat my words. Let me mess with this portal. Mm-hmm. Because people would come to Clemson. Why wouldn't you want to come to Clemson? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's the ACC. It's not like it's a one team dominates the league.
Right. So, but all right, man. So, real quick, I want to. Ab made a great point. He said Pinks is not a better quarterback, which I don't think none of us. I don't think so. I mean, I know you got some people that thinks he is, and saying he hasn't won a big game because his defense sucks.
I tend to agree with that.
Most of the time, because he says that he doesn't play bad in all them big games. He's right. He doesn't play bad in all them big games. He's right.
No, he has a great game, 5, 6 touchdown games.
But I guess the thing is, in certain big games, he didn't play well in the playoff game last year. He didn't play well against Notre Dame. So, and that's the sad thing. And I agree with Ab. Fans tend to look at that part and say, okay, well, he didn't do this, or he was bad at, you know what I'm saying? They don't think about all the other games he played when he threw 5 touchdowns and still lost. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, you can go back to last week. It was 50-49. Like, that just shows how bad the defense is. They gave 49 points to Cal. Cal's a team who doesn't score 25 points on the regular. So it's like,
no.
Yeah.
All right, so the college playoff football rankings came out, and they had, so your top 5 is, number 1 team is, well, I'll start 5. Start with 5. 5 is Washington. They're ranked number 5, which I agree. Florida State is number 4. I don't agree with that. But Florida State is number 4. Michigan is number 3. Don't agree. Georgia is number 2. I agree. And Ohio State is number 1. Now, Rue, before you go, let me go. Reason why I say I don't agree with Florida State, I think Florida State should be number 3. Michigan, I think the toughest team Michigan has played was Best Buy Tech. That's the best team they played. They hadn't played anyone. So I think Florida State should be 3, ranked higher than Michigan. I agree with Georgia and Ohio State, but I'm gonna let you take the reins. Do you agree with that?
Right now, I'm not tripping. I it's hard to say agree with it as a Georgia fan, but time will tell in the next week or two. But right now, I agree with it. Ohio State has beaten 2 top 10 ranked teams. They've beaten Penn State and they've beaten Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia doesn't have a better win, I wouldn't say right now, than either one of those, Notre Dame or Penn State. But this Georgia will be number one, should be number one after the Ole Miss win in 2 weeks. Well, we played number 12, Missouri, this weekend. And let's take a minute right now to bow our heads and pray for Missouri because they about to get dog stomped on Saturday. Kirby Smart is unleashing them boys, showing them boys motivation material. You're number 2. How do y'all feel? So yeah, Missouri's about to get it taken out on them Saturday. But after the Ole Miss win in 2 weeks, which Ole Miss will be probably ranked number 9 or 10, that's a number 12 ranked team and a number 10 ranked team back-to-back weeks. Georgia will be number 1. So I'm not tripping, but yeah, I can see why Ohio State's number 1. And I was sort of leaning like they were going to be. So I didn't catch me off guard.
Right. Uh-huh. Yeah. UJ, they played better competition, but
Come on,
it's not like that. I feel you, Ab. They hadn't played.
It's coming now. Tennessee's
now.
number 17. Tennessee's number 17 too.
So we beat right.
Yeah, Florida, Missouri, Ole Miss, Tennessee, all but SEC baby.
Right. Now, what as far as Ohio State,
they number 12. That's the thing. And also, look, people were saying Kentucky was weak when they were number 20 when we beat them. This is how it goes every year to Georgia. These teams get overhyped or whatever. They get ranked. Missouri, the Kentuckys, the South Carolina, the Arkansas a few years ago was number 8 when Georgia beat them. And then when we beat them by 40, y'all talk about how weak they were and stuff. Georgia makes these good teams, everything they do right, look bad when they play us. So it makes the wins look like, well, they ain't played nobody. But it's the same Florida team that went into Kentucky and did what they did. It's the same Kentucky team that went to Florida. Like, it's just, I don't know at this point. I've seen it happen. This was my frustration last week, Mr. Controversy.
Right.
They ain't played nobody.
They play. That's what they, I was saying that, but I can't say they because y'all played at Kentucky. Y'all now, like I said, you about to play.
It's about to get real.
It's Ole Miss, right? Y'all about to play Ole Miss.
Yep. And Missouri's a good team, man. You can't say that.
Yeah, Missouri's a good team. Missouri is 12th.
Right. Ole Miss is 10th. Like,
yeah.
I think their only loss came to Alabama, right?
So at this point, if that happens, you might have to put Georgia at number 1 if they go through and they beat Tennessee.
Yep. Yeah.
Because Ohio State, only teams they played was Penn State and Notre Dame, right?
And it's a 2-loss Notre Dame team, I believe, right?
Yeah, 2-loss Notre Dame team and Penn State. So I agree with that. All right. Let me round up the top 10. So number 6 is Oregon. Number 7 is Texas. 8 is Alabama. 9 is Oklahoma. And 10 is Mississippi. Who do you think has the best chance to move up?
Oh, man. Probably Oregon, I would say. Who's number 5?
Or Washington.
Yeah. I would say Oregon. Who's number 6?
But I'm gonna tell you why it's gonna be hard for that to happen, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to think too.
Because Washington they beat Oregon.
Mm-hmm. So even if Washington loses, it's sort of hard to, because Washington's undefeated. Am I correct?
Yeah, Washington's undefeated.
Right. So that's why it would be hard. I see what you're saying. Oklahoma they blew it last week.
Now I do think that if Mississippi, not Ole Miss, if Alabama beats LSU, I think they move to 7.
Mm-hmm.
and if Washington loses, Alabama might. Well, you still. I don't know because, and then we got to wrap it up. But I mean,
I know who's in the driver's seat.
Who's in the driver's seat?
In the top 10, like who has the number, like just the driver's seat, just cruise control, just going down the highway, drinking beer, just DUI, just Florida State. I think they set up for success.
Oh yeah, they're good.
I think they're guaranteed to make the playoffs.
Right. Well, the big thing is this is what's gonna mess everything up. And it might not, because if it stays like this after Thanksgiving, the loser between Ohio State and Michigan stays in the top 4.
Yeah. That's their.
Well, no, they won't. Not if Washington stays undefeated. If Washington is undefeated.
Yep. You're right. Preach. Yeah.
You have to put one of those teams. But if Washington loses, it's going to be Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, Florida State.
But that's the thing. We know that both Ohio State and Michigan not going to go. So the winner of that game goes, right, to the playoffs.
But the loser could, if Washington stays undefeated, Washington.
I don't know.
They beat Oregon. No. How weak what?
No, I'm talking about Michigan. I think the loser of Michigan, Ohio State is out the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah, and Washington stays in. Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, not Ohio State, because if Ohio State loses, no, because they've beaten 2 top 10 teams.
If Ohio State loses to Michigan, they're out, bro. I think they're out.
If you lose to a top 3 team,
well,
you don't drop 4 spots behind. We saw it last year.
That's what I'm. Okay, we did see it last year because Michigan won last year, right?
Yeah,
and Ohio State was undefeated, right?
Right, I believe
both undefeated when they played each other.
Right.
Who made the playoffs? They both made it.
No,
yeah. I would have. Like, I don't see.
They both made it last year.
They both made it, didn't they?
Yeah, they both made it last year. We saw
they played Georgia. Yeah,
and Michigan lost to
ECU.
Yeah, we saw it last year.
It's up to Washington. Washington's the factor. You said it.
Factor, yeah. Washington, Washington, because Florida State we believe is going all the way. So it's up to Washington. If Washington doesn't lose, it depends. Like I said, if Ohio State loses,
that's what I'm saying. If Michigan loses, they're out.
But if Ohio State, you still might have to put.
Ohio State has a resume that Michigan doesn't. That's why it's critical for Michigan to win that game.
But Washington will have beaten.
That's why it's important to see who Washington loses to, though.
If they lose, because if Washington don't lose, they've beaten not Colorado. They've beaten USC. They've beaten Oregon.
But check this out. What if Washington plays Oregon in the Pac-12 championship and loses, and that's their only one loss?
Then you have to. Then the top 4 stay with Michigan, Ohio, because then the only loss would be Ohio State or Michigan.
But if Michigan loses to Ohio State, who Michigan doesn't have a resume, is out.
But they lost to the number 1 team, and it depends on how much they lose by.
See, man, it's stressful to be on the committee, man. We got to get them folks. It's the same thing they be saying and talking about in them offices. It's I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. Man. That's true. Well, all right, you all. We're gonna take a quick break, man. This is tough. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Get that. We're gonna keep it rolling. All right, I'm gonna let you go first. You want me to? I'll go first. I'll go first. So, you know what, man? I gotta go old school, y'all. I'm sorry. I know
the music.
Yeah, I gotta go old school with this because y'all gotta feel me on this one. So this is what's on my mind, and this is where we like to get deep and talk and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And somewhere, if it's something where we dealing with something. We don't like it. We love it. We don't understand it. Whatever it is, just like I said, I guess just listen to it, man. This is on my mind. So here we go. I watched the game last night, right? And we watched the San Antonio come back, which I'm not gonna lie. I turned into the Clippers game because I thought it was a wrap. Then I just found by Vince the Fantasy Guru that they came back and won. But we saw Wembanyama, I think he had 18 points. We saw what he did, blocking shots, and shout out to Vince because he pointed this out. Where you saw sometimes where he had Eric Gordon guarding him. That's bad enough alone, but Okogie. And he did nothing. Rue. Did nothing. He didn't, when I mean nothing, he didn't post up. And part of that could be, I would think most of that, yeah, you demand the ball, but he's rookie, 19 years old. I put that on coaching. You see that coaching, you should have told him or the player, whatever, the point guard or whoever, you automatically get in the post. But that probably wasn't a play, right? But this is what's on my mind. That dude has supernatural power. He is great. Even with Shaq said last night how you hadn't, we've seen this before. We just don't see it on a consistent basis with Bo, which he's pretty much right. But this is my thing. We've never seen anyone over 7'2" become great. No one over 7'2" has become great. We've seen 7'2" players be great, but over 7'2",
yeah,
we hadn't seen anyone. Ralph Sampson, it was injury pretty much.
Yao Ming was a short stint, like
Yao Ming was short. So Yao Ming was
5 years.
Yeah, he was the closest. But everyone else, I think Kareem was 7'2", I believe.
Sean Bradley wasn't.
Nope.
No, yeah.
George Mirasan, even Manubo. But what's his name? I can't think of his name. The guy that played for Denver, that's my guy. Anyway, Boban. But my whole point is, when have we seen a player over 7'3" be great and have a great career? I hope and pray he does because he has all of the skill set. But we just don't see it done on a consistent basis for more than 7 to 8 years. More than 6 years, we don't see it. It hasn't been done yet. I think this kid is knowledgeable though. I think this kid is hungry. He wants to learn. And you know what might get him over it? He's with the right coach. But for how long? But I just wonder. The league kind of fits him in a sense because he can shoot the three. But will that hurt him as well? Because he's not taking advantage of his height. But he plays down low when they let him, I believe. But I just wonder, and I'm not saying he's not going to do it. I'm just saying we haven't seen anyone over 7'3" be great. I mean, I'm just saying, Ab said Sabonis was 7'3". He wasn't great. He was great overseas. By the time he came to the NBA, we didn't see it. We couldn't see it. And that's not his fault. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying we haven't seen anyone over 7'3" be great for more than 6 years. Consistently great. And I'm not saying he's not going to do it. This is not what I'm just saying it's on my mind. That's what I'm thinking. Like, wow, can he do this? Is this going to be the one that makes us and breaks this, whatever you want to call it. But that's what's on my mind.
Interesting. Yeah. So what's on my mind this today, November 5th, or November 1st, first day of the month. Going into the weekend, what would you say is the biggest matchup or one of the biggest matchups this weekend in the NFL?
Miami, Kansas City.
Then, yep, you hit it right on the head. And where's this game being played again? It's in Kansas City, right? No, it's in London.
In London, yep.
9:30 on Sunday morning, man. And the NFL and its London international games, to me, is really becoming a lost cause. It's almost like a dream. They're selling a dream that would never happen. I don't ever, and I'm not from overseas. This is just my opinion on me being an American. What do they call us over there? A gringo. This is me being a gringo. I don't see international people really buying into the sport, man. Like, I don't know if it'll ever be. It would never be bigger than soccer. The NFL would never have a European team, ever. There would never be a European team that plays American teams. They would never host a Super Bowl. So it's almost like, I don't know why we keep, playing these games. I think we played them like for 20 years now, almost 20 years, the international game. It's just like a lost cause to me. And every game, I can't tell you the last time it was a good quality game out there. It always seems like whenever somebody goes out there, like the Bills a couple weeks ago, it's a team that you don't they don't play as good as they played, how they've been playing. The Bills was whopping teams ever since that Jets loss. Went over there and looked, I know it's to a Jacksonville team who sort of had it going, but Jacksonville, that's their second home, so they're used to playing. They had already played there the week before. I don't know. I just think you're cheating Americans. Like, I don't want to see this game Sunday morning, bro. I want to go to my basketball run on Sunday morning, like I usually do, from 9 to 11, and play ball. Worry about the games when I come home. Like, what are y'all cheating us for, man? We're y'all consumers, not them. Like, come on, man. That's crap. Giving them that Tua and Mahomes matchup. It's a lost cause, bro. Like, stop with the facade and it would never be a London team, a Europe team. It'll never be a Super Bowl out there, a Pro Bowl for that matter. Like, what are we doing? We got Taylor Swift now. You know what I'm saying? Let her promote the sport. Pull out of the international games, NFL, and let's get back to what we know. That's what's on my mind, bro.
I agree. I'm with you, dog. I'm kind of heated just personally because I'm gonna be in New Orleans. First of all, I'm in New Orleans. That game come on 8:30 in the morning. Then I have to. I'm covering the Bears Saints game.
Yeah,
I'm gonna miss that because I'm be covering that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Ab says in Germany, London,
Europe,
wherever it is. Ab said they call it
worse.
Do they call it Yankees? I thought they call it Yankees over there.
No, they call us Gringos.
That's what I thought
the other day.
Yeah, they call us Gringos.
Or Yankees. I'm sure they call us Yankees too, though.
I might call us that too, but I heard the Gringos too.
But no,
Ab always got to throw in Yankees. No, I'm just playing Ab. I'm messing with you, Ab. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. I don't know who you heard that from, Vince.
Yeah, I heard. Hey,
probably Mr.
No, I ain't say you play. You told me you cold. You know what I'm saying? So you be having dimes, whatever.
Oh yeah.
We'll see, man.
Shots fire right there.
All right, y'all. So that wraps up. That was a good. What's on my mind? I agree with you, bro.
Man.
It's
And then they give them that one. Why can't you get on the Browns or the Texans? I don't know.
Yeah, like I know.
Like,
Man, I mean, think about it. Tyreek Hill going back to Kansas City.
these are two of the best teams in the NFL right now. 6-2, both 6-2 teams. Sunday morning, I'm not with that. Not this game.
All right, we're gonna keep the music going just for this next segment, man. Time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it. Just stop it, dog.
Man, let's keep it rolling with you first, man.
I'm
feeling like I'm second place today.
No, that just your what's on my mind was great. That was awesome. But my stop it goes to Chris Collinsworth. And I like Chris Collinsworth. I almost want to say liked him, but I like Chris Collinsworth. He was my guy. Good people. But this Joker was hyping up my backup quarterback.
Oh, yes. I heard it. Yes.
So bad. We like Magic. That's my guy. We love him. We mess with him. I like my backup quarterback. He's a rookie. He's gonna be good. Who? He said first he was just hyping, oh, this guy's so great. He's this whatever. And I understand the media people tell you to. If y'all don't know, before the game, they tell him, hey, hype this guy up. I mean, it was the Chargers versus the Bears. He got a backup rookie quarterback. What else can you talk about? You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I understand it, but this is what he said. So he said that this guy's great, man. I mean, I don't know whether he starts or not. He should start. I mean, if he doesn't start, he's great. And when Justin Fields comes back, Justin Fields, he's more talented, or he can do this, he can do that. But I'm pretty sure they're going to have him study Magic, the rookie, and study his game and film. Stop it. What? You're going to have a starter study this rookie who's only played 2 games. The heck? But Chris Collinsworth, you got to get that. Stop it. I was heated. I was heated, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this dude? Anyway, go ahead, bro. I'm getting mad now thinking about that.
So I stop it. It could have went to another guy, but I'm like,
right.
It's probably the first time stop it history where a family member got to stop it. But man, my stop it goes out to my 5-year-old son, man. He had to make.
Oh, not the son. Go ahead. What
had to get my stop it this week, man. But he's a nice kid. He's a cool kid. He's a good kid. But he gets to stop it, man. When you trick or treating, son, you don't go up to the people and just take one candy. You don't just take one candy. You don't look in the bucket and just take one candy out. Man, this Joker candy bucket was so light last night we got back to the crib, man. I'm telling them, Kingston, when you go up to put your whole hand in there, get some for all of us. Now my son gets to stop it, man, because he's for being kind-hearted. I'm like, TT, tell him to put his whole hand in the bucket. Let him do what he want to do. And then he picking all the wrong candies. I'm talking about Joker keep getting Tootsie Rolls. Like, we got enough Tootsie Rolls to feed your whole family right now. I'm like, come on, man. Oh, man, my son has to get a stop it for that, man. Stop. When you trick or treating, you got to definitely do the 5-finger rule and put your whole hand in the bucket, not just pick out, with one. But no, Magic Johnson also could have got to stop it, I thought. What happened this week in Washington, the blow up. I mean, where did that come from? But maybe that wasn't Magic, so I don't know. Yeah, that was like what's going on over there?
We're about to get into that in a second.
Yeah,
Not the reason for that, but yeah, we're gonna get into that in a second. Yeah. But all right, man. That concludes the stop it segment. We're gonna take a quick break. We will be right back.
Hey, this is Cam.
Hey, it's Chuck the Iceman Liddell.
This is Emmett Smith, and you're listening to 3-Point Conversion.
This is Ab Stanley with the look. This is Ab Stanley with the look inside the 3-Point Conversions NFL Power Rankings heading into Week 8. Number 1 on the list is the Philadelphia Eagles at 6-1. The vaunted Eagles offensive line manhandled the Miami Dolphins all night on Sunday night. They converted 4 first downs with 1 yard to go, using their brotherly shove play, completely blowing the Dolphins off the line. Number 2 is the Kansas City Chiefs at 6-1. The Chiefs broke the 30-point mark for only the second time this season.
My bad, Al. My bad. You all. We gotta. I think we played the wrong video. We played last week's video. Let's get the right video going. My fault. Here we go.
This is Ab Stanley with your look inside the 3-Point Conversions NFL Power Rankings heading into Week 9. Number 1 are the Philadelphia Eagles at 7-1. The Eagles are ranked 3rd in total points scored and total yards from scrimmage. They're averaging 28 points per game, scoring 13 touchdowns through the air and 10 touchdowns on the ground. Number 2 are the Baltimore Ravens at 6-2. The Ravens are on a 3-game win streak, and they're averaging 31 points per game during that stretch. They've outscored their opponents 93-46 during the streak. Number 3 are the Jacksonville Jaguars at 6-2. The Jaguars have reeled off 5 wins in a row, and they're averaging 27.2 points per game during their win streak. They rank 10th overall in total points scored and 13th in total yards from scrimmage. Number 4 are the Miami Dolphins at 6-2. The Dolphins are averaging 33.9 points per game, which ranks them 1st in the NFL. They're also ranked 1st in total yards from scrimmage, as well as passing and rushing touchdowns. Number 5 are the Kansas City Chiefs at 6-2. The Chiefs snapped a 6-game winning streak by scoring only 9 points versus Denver. The last time Kansas City scored single digits in points was Week 7 of the 2021 season. The biggest riser this week, the Cincinnati Bengals at 4-3. They go from number 20 to number 12. The Bengals have won 3 in a row, and don't look now, but they're starting to look like a major player in the AFC. A win over the Bills Sunday night could really make a big statement. Again, this is a look inside the NFL Power Rankings for the 3-Point Conversions heading into Week 9. You can catch the full rankings at the 3pointconversion.com, and you can catch me, Ab Stanley, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Good night. This is Ab Stanley with your look inside the 3-Point Conversions NFL Power Rankings heading in.
Are you mute?
I'm gonna go. Do you agree with that list?
Oh, you was mute. Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree. I agree with it. Yeah, I agree with Ab. Definitely agree with Ab. I think he was spot on.
You know what?
Maybe change. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Maybe change what?
I was gonna say Miami. I don't know, but I thought Miami was sort of number 4. Yeah, that's sort of like that.
What? Miami number 4?
Yeah,
I think Miami should be
3.
I think Kansas City should be over Kansas City. I mean, Detroit should be over Kansas City. You're right. Stop it. You're right, Vince. But I think Kansas City should be behind Detroit. Detroit beat Kansas City. And
Dolphins looks better too.
Yeah, Dolphins should be up. Yeah, but either or, like I said, I'm good list. So you got what you wanted, Rue. Taylor Heineke will be starting for the Atlanta Falcons this week versus who they play this week.
Minnesota.
Minnesota, right? So I know you ecstatic. I know you're happy, but do we see the offense really get unleashed at this point or next week?
Yeah, I think so. We saw it when Heineke came into the game. The difference. His first 4 drives got us down the field with no effort. Effortless. Got us. We saw the way he was getting guys involved. Even that last drive, I had a lot of hope for him. It went for Van Jefferson missing that catch. But the offense, it was more in sync, even without Drake London in the game for the second half. Drake London didn't even play most of the time. Taylor Heineke was in the game, and it was just moving downfield. The defense just, didn't hold up that game. I'm feeling it, man. I think just having the confidence. I think the offense as a whole gets more confidence with Heineke, knowing that he's going to protect the ball, knowing that he's not going to stall out. Drives that's moving with just with bad decisions, fumbles, just turnover. Period. It was time for it. And once you go here, it's no going back. Because Ritter definitely he wasn't the answer. He just wasn't the answer. Didn't have the confidence that you want in your quarterback on Sunday. So I think Taylor Heineke has everything that Ritter wasn't in that regard. And I think the offense knows it too.
I think Heineke, we've seen what he's done in Washington, and he's a decent, maybe even pretty good quarterback. I mean, you got to think about it. Yeah, he had McLaurin, but he didn't have a lot to work with.
Yep.
And
McLaurin was young.
Yeah, and this is the most talented team he has, I believe. And I think who benefits most by it is going to be Pitts. I think London's going to ball out, but Pitts will benefit most from it now. You're going to start to see the offensive schemes work as though they should and what it was set out to be. Whereas Ritter, I don't think he was reading the field that well.
Yeah,
and
he was missing guys who were open. Scotty Miller's gonna
right. Like as I said,
everybody's gonna appreciate this move.
Yeah, Kyle Nash I showed. He said he doesn't think Heineke would be unleashed. He think he'll just make a few turnovers. He'll make fewer.
But that's all we need, though.
And that's true, right? That's what it is. Is can he come in and make fewer turnovers? But I think Heineke has that he plays like a quarterback, a starting quarterback. He's a starting quarterback, and sometimes, especially with this team, that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not,
especially with the run game.
Yeah, believe it or not, and I might go crazy. No, I'm not a fan. Y'all know, y'all keep talking about him. No, I'm just making a parable or letting you know the difference. If Baker Mayfield was in this offense, Atlanta would have a better record than what they are because he has a running game, defense playing well, and he has, receivers. My whole point of saying that is you insert Heineke in, the offense, the team gets better. Now it looks good. Now you all are making drives and putting up points and not leaving points on the board. So, and I'm not saying that Heineke will score. I mean, he's going to come out and throw for 400 yards and they score 45 touchdowns. But I'm just saying, why Kyle got to be a hater? Because he don't think he going that don't make him a hater. He just don't. That's what he don't think. I don't get it. But but funny.
Ab on one tonight.
No, Ab doing it purposely, but Ab, my guy. But no, but I just don't think. I don't think he's gonna fail. I think he's gonna help you all out, and he's gonna be the one. And give Arthur credit. Arthur wanted to do this just to hang with the rookie so far, and he just realized he can't do it. He gave him a chance.
Yep.
I kept saying let him play, but Arthur was like, "Nah, we can't do this."
Raider kept making Arthur do the stupid face. Arthur got tired of doing the stupid face at the end of games.
Right. Yeah, Ab, he needs Danny here. This is for because I think Kyle knows Danny's gonna watch this later on, so we gotta let Danny watch this. Ain't that right, Kyle? But yeah, man. So we'll see, man. But like I said, it's a good move. We'll see what happens next. But let's get to this trade. Just trade. What is it? Trade Wednesday, I'll call it. In the NFL. And real quick, what was the biggest and most shocking trade to you?
Biggest and most shocking trade was, I mean, it had to be. There wasn't many, honestly,
but it was some nice ones. Usually, you don't get a lot of good trades doing. It was some impactful trades.
I was really trying to be funny and think of something funny to say, but to me, it was Chase Young.
Stupid.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like a no-name trade. Be like, let's play that guy. That's a game-changing move right there. That's a Super Bowl changing move, right?
But hold on,
nobody.
Even the trade with the offensive lineman from Minnesota going to Jacksonville for a second-round pick, everybody. But that was a big trade. But go ahead, the biggest trade was.
Yeah, I think the biggest trade was Chase. Getting him over there in that defense. Oh my God, Greenlaw, Bosa. You just keep going the names over there. It's crazy. So I think that defensive front, it helps out the Niners. I mean, you team him up with his old Buckeye buddy over there. It was surprising to see Washington just get rid of him too, though. What did he go for? A second?
No, he went for a third.
Third. Montez went for a second. It was funny to see Montez Sweat go for a second and then see Chase go for a third. I know that history.
That's what it was, the injury.
Yeah, shocking.
And he really hadn't. Yeah, when you got that injury, and from out of Washington, everybody's saying that if you watch him, he hasn't been explosive like what we're used to, accustomed to. Like they're saying he's playing lazy. Like he'll get a sack maybe, but he's not getting tackles or whatever like Montez. So I think that's why. And then with the injury bug, it was like that's why. Not the injury bug, but that injury. What if he lost a step? You see what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I ain't gonna lie. First I wanted Chase, but as far as a Bears fan, but Chase, like you said, just with that team, man, this is another guy that can get this team over the. Like, if your offense is stalling, now you'll have time to get it back to where your offense get back in rhythm. Because you got two monsters going at it, man. Where are you going? You can only help block from, and more than likely you're going to try to help block Bosa. But with Chase there right now, it's not going to. Then you got the Greenlaw, you got the other guys. I mean, Kinlaw, you got the other guys in the middle, and it's that defense looks scary. And you like you said, it's not fair. They always do this, but I don't know how they get these trades, but either or.
John Lynch up there. Fleecing, bruh. Fleecing.
Now, Ab brought up Montez. Now, with my Bears, I got mixed emotions about this. So before when it happened, I was happy, but it was like, why can't we just wait till the offseason to get him? Like, because he's on his last year, and we gave up a second, which I'm not mad at. I wish we could have gave a third, but more than likely they wouldn't, because another team tried to get him for a third round pick, and Washington said no. So, we get him. We need a DN. Why not you get him? Why can't we wait till the offseason? And what is it with second round picks that Ryan Poles love to give out? Gave one. It's something about second round picks. I don't know. But here's the thing, Ab, and like Ab says, because I agree, keep that second round pick. He's a free agent. Well, this is what Ryan Poles said. He believes they're working on a contract with him right now. They're working on a deal trying to get him now. But the problem is, well, not problem, but Poles' problem was the fact that he believes it makes it harder when he's in free agent because you don't know what happens then. Because what if he goes to a team, he gets traded? What if he ends up liking that team? What if he liked the vibe there? Now when it's time for free agency, he stays with that team. And he was just saying there's a lot of stuff involved. They didn't want to take that risk. Hey, I'm a firm believer. If you feel like it's a risk and you feel like it might hurt or hinder what you're trying to do, go for what you're trying to do. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do that. So at the end of the day, I'm not mad at it anymore. And I'm like, okay. But I think it's a great pickup though. You know what I'm saying? Either or, we done it. So now only thing we could do is talk about him being there. And I think he's definitely going to help out the defense because that's what you got to do in the cover 2 is play defense. But before I end it, the other trade that was interesting was Dobbs.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying they made a mistake. I'm just saying it was interesting because, like you probably, everyone else probably, I thought thought Jameis would be a better fit, right?
Jameis, right? Yep, I thought so too.
But you know what I think won Dobbs over? This win against Baltimore.
That performance.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I think he's been performing okay this year, though.
No, he has, but they beat Baltimore, right?
No, they lost.
I thought they won.
No, they lost 31-24.
Okay, I'm sorry, but the way he played,
they came back and he didn't play bad.
Right. Yeah, the way he played was, I thought.
I only know that because I had some money on Baltimore.
How he showed what that he didn't play bad? No. But I
only know they lost because I had money on Baltimore.
Right. I'm sorry, but they won. They won. I meant they won, but the way they were up, I'm saying, and he played pretty well.
Right, they were up. Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Considering they don't have the talent that they have in Minnesota, and he was composed. Let's be real. I'll probably tell you, Vince, whoever else watching this, whoever's listening to the podcast, we all thought Arizona was going to have, I thought we would have to worry about Arizona having the worst record. They still could, but I'm just saying, like, it was a foregone conclusion. But no.
Yeah, this is a tank move for Arizona now. Definitely a tank move.
No, they're going to play Kyler. Yeah, Kyler been taking first reps. They're going to play him not this week, but next week.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they're not looking to tank. They're trying to see. So, but that's what I thought. And I thought it was a dope for Arizona to say, okay, we get something for nothing, but now get something for him. But also, hey, man, you've been playing great with us. Let's go ahead and send you over here. So I just think I thought it was a good trade, whatever. So,
but also say, how many games has Minnesota won? I think
four. They won 4. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They out of the sweepstakes.
Of what? Quarterback?
Yeah. Trying to take for Caleb or somebody.
Well, they could trade. They could trade up. But moving on to NBA, let's talk about these Hawks, man. What is your assessment on the Hawks? So right now, the Hawks are playing Washington. I couldn't be at the game, of course, because I'm doing this show. But right now, Washington Hawks are up 57-48 late in the second quarter. But what are your assessment of the Hawks? What is your assessment of the Hawks? Last 4 games. 4 games.
I know the game's not over, but a 3-game winning streak is pretty good. Because I think that's what it's going to be at the end of the night. It didn't start off well. The shooting, I'm a little concerned about Trae Young's shooting from the outside right now. It's poor in my estimations, very poor. I think he's shooting like 29, 30%. Once 30%, something like that. Those first 2 games they didn't show up. But that win over the Bucks was good, and that comeback win the other night was great, excellent. What we saw from DeJounte, seeing that his superstar, not super, but star potential he has. The other night he looked like a superstar, 24 in the third. Just want to see them gelling, man, getting better on the defensive side. Yes, I agree with you. Hunter is too consistent, but with that being said,
he has been consistent this year though. Hunter's been balling this year. Hunter's been a consistent player this year.
Inconsistent player. Yeah,
no, he's been the most consistent player this year for the Hogs, though.
But hopefully he doesn't.
He's been inconsistent, though. You're right. Yeah.
But Jalen Johnson, I think he's emerging. He's showing that that John Collins. He's sort of making you not miss John Collins. I'll say that. When Jalen Johnson's on the court. But it's still early. I'm not getting too high, but I'm not getting too low. I didn't get too low when they were 0-2. Well, no, I'm not gonna lie, Mr. Controversy. When they were down 18, that Bucks win was good. The Bucks win was great. It was great on the road, great. But down 18 to the Timberwolves, I'm like, come on, y'all. What's going on? But they showed improvement and bounced back. So I'm not getting too high, I'm not getting too low. Want to see that outside shooting from Trae though. Want to see his shooting get better. It's not.
He's 1 for 2 for 3-pointer, and he has 11 points, 5 for 8 from the field. I think the reason why I say he's like he says 27-1 and 9 the next, but the next 2 he's been consistent. You know what you're gonna get out of him. He's playing defense. He'll score when you need him to score. DeJounte and Trae they have been kind of more of like you're not getting. You might shoot hot one night, or you might not shoot, or you might not score that much, and so that's why I say DeAndre has been the most consistent out of all of them, out of all the Hawks this year. Just for that, but they're playing well right now. What I see at the game, I'm not gonna lie. I think the problem is still trying to figure out the system defensively. I don't think they figured out what's going on defensively yet, and I think that's what they're trying to figure out. They're giving up too much scoring, but the players are even saying that like we just trying to figure it out. It's not what not going to be easy like that, and that's good. But the good thing is we saw it in the second half how they played defense against who they play. They played against Minnesota, and that was crazy for them to come back from 19 down in the at halftime.
That was almost identical how that game went last year. I don't know if you remember the game last year when the Timberwolves came to town, or earlier, last season. I would say they did the same thing. They went up like that, and then the Hawks came back with a crazy second half comeback.
Yeah. So like we'll see, man. Like I said, it's a new system. They're learning it. It's going to take time, but they're starting to play well. I think that game last night, I mean not last night, but Monday night might have got them going. That was a energy booster, man, to come back like that, and it was on a back-to-back, second of a back-to-back. So that was very impressive. Now, when we think about the NBA so far, the players that we're most impressed by so far, I'll start. I knew he was going to have a good year. I didn't know he was going to have a big year. It's Cam Thomas.
Oh, man.
That dude is going off.
Averaging like 33 points a game through 3 or 4.
Yes, 33. 33 points a game. I'm not lying. I thought he was going to score maybe 18 a game. I didn't see this. But he's a pure scorer, man. He's a scorer. Score any way you need him to score. It's not like he's gonna shoot a whole bunch of threes. He's not a volume shooter. He's a scorer. That's who impressed me so far. Him, and honestly speaking, I know it's like, well, this is not fair because he did it last year, but Shea, man. Shea is a real deal. Shea is a real deal. You're right, Al. Cam is like another Lou Williams. I agree 100%. That's a perfect way of describing him. Can't play any D. Nope. But he's so good. You gotta play him. You gotta play him. But Shea, man, the way Shea has been playing, consistent. Talking about consistency, Mr. 30-point. Can we call him that?
Yeah, consistent. I'm watching him now. He's
right,
balling.
Yeah, so those are the players that I've been impressed by. Who have you been impressed by?
Through the first portion, I have been impressed with Cam Thomas. He would make my list. I've been impressed with Brandon Miller too from the Charlotte Hornets. He looks like he's the real deal, bro. Like he could honestly be a rookie of the year. The way he's playing right now through 3 or 4, he's averaging close to 20, 18, something like that. But just he can get his shot off from anywhere. It's like it's like from all 3 levels, inside, middle, and out, especially outside. He's dangerous. So I've been real impressed with him and wanting to see him because he was the number 2 pick, right? 3, right?
Who?
So I've been impressed with the rook. Yeah, that's what I've been impressed with.
That's the only one you've been impressed with?
Yeah, I mean, DeJounte too. I've been very impressed with him. He's balling right now. I think he has like a dub in the second.
Yeah.
So he's coming out with this season after what he did the other night. I want to see how he can. Those nights where Trey, because Trey can't do it. He can't every night. So we needed DeJounte to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. No, you're right. What do you think about? I mean, we talked about rookies. I mentioned them, but what do you think about Wembanyama? What are your thoughts?
Oh, Wemby. He's definitely. I think he's gonna be here for a while. Like you said it earlier, we haven't seen a player over 7'3", have that be dominant for over a period of time, like 5 years, 6 years. I think Wemby's gonna be here for a while. The way the game is now, unlike those other when those other big guys was in the league. Defensively though, he's a monster, and he presents matchup problems for you every single night.
The way he blocks 3-point is like very impressive, man. I hadn't seen anyone be able to block 3-pointers like he has.
Yeah,
like, I can't wait till he plays Steph. I wonder if Steph's going to be able to measure his range like that, as far like Wemby's range as far as blocking shots. Because it's crazy.
I've also been impressed. You talk about rookies. I always get them confused. Is Osar the Thompson? I've been watching Detroit basketball a little bit too. Jalen Duran has been impressive. I don't know if you remember him from Memphis. Jalen Duran.
Yeah.
He's been very impressive. Shoot, he might take. I think he done kicked James Wiseman out the league. I think James Wiseman's gonna be a G leaguer for life after his his performance these first 3-4 games. But Thompson's been balling defensively too. He stifled Shea the other night. I watched OKC versus Detroit. Shea couldn't get nothing off on Asar. I think he went like 1 of 9 on him.
Yeah. Yeah. Ab says KD's been impressing as well. The only Phoenix superstars that play every game. But yeah, man. I like Duran. Duran is nice. He's about to be that next guy, the next star. And then I think as a team, I mean, going back to Wemby, I like all them. I know I spoke on them already, but I like all the young guys in San Antonio. To me, the way they play, and the way they like that kid Vassell.
Yeah, he's good.
Woo.
Florida State.
Yeah, and then you got Johnson, the small
Keldon
forward.
Johnson. Yep.
Yeah, man. Like this might be the team that we might need to look out for in the future. You know, this is probably the team that you're gonna say, and I can see why Pop might not want to retire as a coach, especially dealing with a young team like this. So, like, I'll just say, watch out for the San Antonio.
You there? Little tech problem. We here.